Ta-da!
Hello gamers, Matthew here from Grey Army Gaming in Lund, Sweden. For today's video, we will be playing Day 13 of Battle for the Borderlands. This battle will be between the Dwarf Miners and the Empire Swordsmen. Let's go ahead and take a look at the warbands and take a look at the board. Here's our first warband, the Dwarf Miners using the red dice. And they are led here by their leader, Treligrom Flatguard, and he has the club with a nail in it. In addition now, he has two dogs of war. One here is a regimental standard, and the other one is the scaled boots of delayed alacrity, which gives him a 2d6 random movement special rule. In addition to that, we've got 6 more miners over here. Great weapon, hand weapon, and also heavy armor for a 5+ save. There you go, 100 points of the Dwarf Miners. And here is our second warband, the Empire Swordsmen. They are led by their leader, Luther Lohmüller, who is a duelist. And he has Drog's Decapitator, which is a two-handed weapon. The wielder gains the Killing Blow special rule. He is joined here by 2 dogs of war. One has the regimental standard, and the other one has Kragus's Pick, which is also a hand weapon, and gives the armor piercing special rule, which will be good against the miner's armor. In addition, then, we have over here 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 more swordsmen with regular light armor and a shield for a 5+ save. So there you go, 100 points of the Empire Swordsmen. For our battle today, we'll be playing on a 4x4 battlefield set up with the icy theme, the frozen tundra. Here we have a little village in here, and we have a few other buildings that have been broken down and deserted. A frozen Norse kind of deserted area that will be the battle for today. Rolling now for deployment. The Empires are using the blue dice and the Dwarves are using the red. Here we go. And it will be the Dwarves picking side. And here now is our deployment. Let's start over here with the Dwarves. They are all up here on this ridge, defending this ridge, really packed into that corner there. On the opposite side now, we have got the Empire. In the center, we've got our leader and our banner. I'm trying something a little different here. I'm going to split them up and put 5 over here and 5 on that side. Maybe they can come around the flanks while the banner goes right up the center, meet somewhere in the middle for the battle. Well, let's go ahead and roll now for the Empire to see if they get to begin the turn. Alright, on a roll of 1 to 5, the Empire gets to decide who starts. And the Empire will choose itself. Alright, here we go. Game turn 1, Empire. Okay, Empire, no charges to declare. Let's go ahead and do remaining moves. We're just going to march up the board. And they're their final positions after their march moves. Starting to wind their way through the building and the village to make their way to the Dwarves. Okay, Dwarf turn. No charges to declare. Let's go ahead and do remaining moves. I think we're going to try to actually just march out here and make a sort of circle to protect ourselves. And there's their final position there. It's worth mentioning that this guy sticks out because he had the 2d6 random movement special rule. And that's the end of the Dwarf turn. Let's come down here and flip this over now to Empire turn 2. Charges to declare, we've got none. I'm not ready for that yet. So let's go ahead and march a little bit more and we'll move these guys a little bit slower. The idea now is to try and start to funnel these guys together more towards the center. And there's their final position right there. And here's how the battle line looks from the other side. Alright, Dwarf turn 2. Boy, this is kind of a game of chicken. I think I'm going to try and bring these guys together and make a sort of a garrison line. And there we go, we've got the Fighting V. So that's what we're going to do with that. This guy, let's do his random movement. We'll send him back in this direction. 2d6, 7 inches. So let's see, 7 inches will take him right behind here into the circle. All right, let's flip this over. Empire turn 3. All right, we kind of forced the issue here and we've sort of entrenched ourselves as the dwarves. So we are kind of taunting the Empire and asking them to charge. Let's go ahead. Empire, let's just charge with this entire line, and they will hold all together. So let's see what we can do. Let's roll all these out individually, and I'll show you how it looks afterwards. All right, so that's how it looks now after all the charges have been declared and made. I'll explain a little bit in more detail what I did here. If we look over here on this side, all 4 of these guys failed to charge. We were trying to sort of get all of our guys over here into these 2. They all failed their charge. Same thing with this guy, he failed his charge there. What I did here though is I did get 3 guys into 1 here. I'm going to try to hit him really hard on 1 guy. Same thing here, 3 onto that guy. So we're going to try and pick him off by having just a show of force. And we moved our banner now over here on the side of this house to sort of lend support here with this bubble of support. So hopefully we can start to knock off a couple of those miners. Okay, we got 2 combats here, 1 here and 1 here, so let's go ahead and start with this combat. So let's start with our leader on the leader. We have higher initiative, so hitting now on 4s. Oh, nice. 5+, and no. And the 2 other ones now, same thing, hitting on 4s, misses. Coming back now, let's put 2 attacks onto our duelist here, hitting on 4s, 2 hits. And of course, I keep forgetting Ancestral Grudge. Let's roll that out, 2. So 2 is a personal vendetta, general against general, so it doesn't matter here though because we hit both with those. But I can't also forget that we have D6 attacks on that weapon, so 5 more hitting on 4s. And because of hatred, we will re-roll those. Cocked. And there we go. And now wounding on 2s because of our strength. Yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is enough to kill that guy right there. With the leader dead now, we're going to have to roll for panic test here on a 7. And he got it here, this one, and a 7. All right, next one over here. Let's roll for these 2 guys hitting here on 4s. And there is 1 hit. Second guy here, he has the Krigus' pick with the armor piercing. He hits as well. And 5's the wound. Nothing. Hitting back now with the guy against the guy with the pick, hitting on a 4. Nope. And that concludes the Empire turn 3. Let's go on to the Dwarves. Charges to declare. All right, let's go with some safe charges that we know we can get. Let's go with these guys here. Charging onto that battle standard. Yeah, no problem. He will get in there. Second guy, same thing. Yeah. This guy charging here, he cannot fail. So he will come crashing in there. Let's send our battle standard into here. He cannot fail. Let's go ahead and send this guy into there. This guy, we will send him into here. And this last guy, let's see if we can actually get it to him. And with an 8, that will be no problem. So there we go. So let's move on to the combat phase. Let's start with this combat because if we can kill that banner, that is going to be really good and advantageous for the dwarves. All right, banner starts hitting on a 4. Yes, and wounding on a 5. No. Coming back now, 2 attacks hitting on a 4. We've got 2 hits. Strength 6 because of Resolute and the Great Weapon, so wounding on 2s. Got it. That guy is gone. Panic test here, 7, not re-rollable. He is fine. And having won that combat, these guys will simply reform and move apart from each other an inch. Second combat here, let's put both of these guys into our leader. Hitting on 4s, there's 1 hit. Wounding on a 5, no. All right, D6 additional attacks, 4, so 6 total. All right, 7 total attacks onto these swordsmen here, hitting on 4s. All right. And wounding now on 2s because of the strength. Yep, enough to take both of them out. And we can go ahead and reform like this after we won that combat. Next combat, let's send these 2 right into the banner. We need to take that banner out on a 4, wounding on a 5. 5+ save, and he got it. Other guy here going into that 1, 6, and a 5. Yeah, and a 5+ save. He gets that as well. 4 attacks coming back, hitting on 4s. Oh, that wasn't great. Wounding on a 2. Yep, so we'll take this guy. Actually, I didn't specify who it was, so let's randomize it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is this guy. And now for these 2 guys over here playing in the snow. Let's have the Empire go first. And there's a miss. Coming back on a 4. And another miss. And that now is the end of the Dwarf turn 3. So let's run over here and turn our turn die to die 4. Excuse me. There you go. Turn 4 for the Empire. All right, Empire, not looking so good for you. Let's do charges to declare. We got to get some of these guys in. This guy will make it, no problem. Let's charge these two here, and boom, boom, no problem there. And let's charge with this lone guy right here. We will take him right to that guy. All right, let's do some combat. We haven't killed a single dwarf yet, so let's take these two guys hitting on 4s. There's one wounding on a 5. No. Dwarf coming back on a 4. Next combat here, let's have 2 Empire into that banner, hitting on 4s. Nothing. And let's have these two guys strike into the guy on the corner, hitting on 4s. Yeah, wounding on 5s. Nothing. All right, here we go. 4 guys coming back. Let's have these two go into the guy with the pick, hitting on 4s, wounding on 2s. Yeah, so he is gone. We've got 2 more guys attacking into this guy right here. 2 more attacks on 4s, wounding on 2s. Yeah, so he's gone as well. And let's run over this last combat over here. Empire, hitting and wounding. No. Coming back now, hitting on a 4. Yeah, wounding. And he is gone. Reforming like so. Not looking so good for the Empire. They have now fallen below their threshold for being broken. I don't think we're going to even get that far. We might just finish them off right now. So let's go ahead and do turn 4 for the dwarves. Charges. Charge here. Let's go ahead and try it, rolling that out. No problem. So he will come here into the back. Next guy, let's charge. Let's go the same guy over there. Yep. Let's see. This guy, let's have both of these guys go in. Let's start with this guy here. No problem. Boom. Crash. And last guy. Yep. So he comes as well. One big combat here and a little combat over there. Let's start over here with these guys still having a snowball fight. The Empire hits on a 4, wounding on a 5. No. Coming back now. On a 4, no. All right, let's start here. We've got this guy attacking here, that guy attacking here, hitting on 4s. Both of them hit. Wounding on 5s. We've got 1 wound, a 5+ save. No. So one of these guys, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. 4, 5, 6. We wanted to attack into the banner. Finally, we got a guy. All right, coming back. These guys are not going to survive. Let's go for D6 hits, 5. So this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy attacking onto that one guy. This is really unfair, sort of a mob mentality. Hitting on 4s. Wounding on 2s. Yeah, he's gone. All right, and then let's have 1, 2, 3 attacks over onto this guy, hitting on 4s. 1 hit only, wounding on 2s. Yeah, we got him. With that, then we can reform. Boom, boom, move them all apart. All right, folks, here's how it looks now. We have got 1 more Empire guy left. But because we only we've gone under the threshold, we still need to roll for the route test. Let's go ahead and do that now. Here we go, road test on a 7, and it's a 9, so no. The last guy, 2 guys, if they could get out of combat, would take off and run off the board. So the game is over, the Dwarf Miners have won. Even if they had passed the route test, I think we would have ended the game there anyway, because we only have 2 guys here, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys. They would have piled in there and taken them out. Hey, I can make a pretty snow angel. All right, let's roll on the leadership table to see what we have for upgrades for our leader. I seem to keep forgetting to count how many wounds, but let's go ahead, I think, and add 2 wounds to it for our leader. So 2d6 plus 2, and that's a 7 and a 9. So a 9 is Master at Arms. Your leader gains +1 weapon skill or +1 ballistic skill. Well, let's go +1 weapon skill, and that means our new weapon skill is a 5. With that victory, the Dwarf Miners now advance to the 2nd round, where they will eventually take on the Lothern Sea Guard. I think the Sea Guard will probably give them a bit better fight than the Swordsmen. The Miners really kind of plowed over them. Well, with this game, we finished off all of our first round, and we will now go back and start our second round battles. The first of these will be the Night Goblins versus the Swordmasters of Hoth. Well, thank you for joining us today here at Grey Army Gaming, where Grey can always play.